And our feature film of the week is 80s filled nostalgia.
You nearly said 90s.
I almost said 90s. Turbo Kid from 2015. And it was directed by 3 people, of which their names I can't really pronounce. I'm not going to bother.
Like New Zealanders or something.
It's Canadian.
French Canadian.
Yeah, and I think there's a New Zealand connection there as well somewhere.
I think maybe they filmed it in possibly. I don't fucking know.
It was reviewed and called the BMX Mad Max, which is a good,
pretty accurate.
That is accurate.
Yeah, you haven't even seen the film, and you're like,
I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, and it's expanded from an original short called T is for Turbo, and the other interesting.
T is for titties.
Yeah, if you that's a completely different 70s era. So.
That's definitely a sexploitation film.
Yeah, and it's the only one of the few films where the director of photography and the composer is the same person. Doesn't usually happen. That kind of level of crossover.
Names though.
No. It's the same. It's the only occasion where someone has.
His mother and father was in the room, but it was the same person.
Yeah, so interesting fact as someone who works in TV that I find that kind of interesting.
It's a film though.
Film, TV, yeah. There's these days there's not much difference.
He just wants everyone to know he works in media. Look at me. I'm Medwin. I work in media.
You work in media too.
I sell fucking TVs.
That's still a form of media. That's how people consume media, is on their TVs.
And iPads and phones and laptops.
That's true. I think most...
And projectors.
Also, anyone under the age of 18 probably hasn't seen an actual TV in ages. They're just looking on their screens and their iPads.
They do. They'd look in the window of our shop.
That's true. So, it's set in the year 1997.
I remember that year. It wasn't like that.
No. So there's been an apocalypse.
It might have been in Salford, actually.
Yeah, probably. Warning, spoilers ahead. This is the point at which we just...
Hashtag spoilers. Sorry, Andy.
No, you're going to have to... Yeah, that's true. You were about to... Andy only seen the trailer and he said, "Oh, that looks pretty decent, that." And now
Andy doesn't watch films.
And he's going to know the entirety of it. But having said that, it's still, even with knowing what the plot is, it's still a fun film.
It's a fun post-apocalyptic romp.
Right. What? Obviously, as always, I've got a whole bunch of kind of notes, but it's also a bit of a David and Goliath tale, isn't it? It's the fact that you've got an evil overlord who turns out to be a robot.
Looks a little bit like me and Andy's dad.
He looks a lot like Michael Ironside because it
is Michael Ironside.
And he is...
Was he the detective in the wheelchair?
No, that was just Ironside. But he was in Videodrome as the... main antagonist in that, and overall he is a good actor. In this, he's amazing.
Not like there's anything wrong with the film, but I was amazed that they got hold of him for the role.
You know who also fills in for that type of role as well, who is rubbish at it, but likes to think he's really good, is who was in Clockwork Orange. We keep faulting on names the whole time.
Faulting on names?
Yeah.
You mean that guy from Clockwork Orange?
Yeah. But he's been in Tank Girl, and I think he was in one of the...
You mean Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell, yeah. He is someone who is...
I didn't just Google that.
He is someone who is a prolific actor who... appears in these B-movie films, but is actually a B-movie actor by today's standards. He's not very good. But Michael Ironside...
If he gets a good script, he can be good, but it's very rare he gets a good script.
Yeah, but Michael Ironside, considering that
he was in the Loomis, wasn't he, in the Halloween remake?
Oh, yeah. Well, he was could have got anyone for that as well.
Did you get the role?
I actually auditioned
Mr. I work in the media.
Do you know what the intro music from it? Would you know what film it was from originally?
Dun, 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 dun. Is it Street Fighter?
No, I'm trying to remember the actual lyrics.
No, that's fucking Scarface.
Scarface. But anyway, it's...
Are you asking me because you don't know?
No, I do know.
All right, what is it? Fucking tell us then.
It's from a BMX film called Rad.
Oh, not BMX Bandits.
Not BMX Bandits, no. I actually, because when I first watched...
What's that BMX film that's got fucking Vanilla Ice in it?
I don't know. You can put him on the spot. But with also, technically, you put him on the spot as if I would know in the back of my reaches of my mind. I don't know. Yeah, it's in terms of the David and Goliath bit. While Gary even is looking on his phone. He must be in his kind of late mid-teen, something like that. I would probably say about 16, 17. The hero protagonist.
Oh, it's not about BMXs. It's called Cool as Ice.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough.
It's a remake of the 1953 film The Wild One with Vanilla Ice.
Oh, okay.
What's that BMX film with Vanilla Ice that doesn't exist?
It's a Mandela effect.
So do you know?
I'll explain later.
This is going to end up being one of those things where you're going to look again. But do you know what the name of the kid is called, except for Turbo Kid? Is he actually got a name that people refer to him as?
Malcolm.
Is it Malcolm?
I don't know.
No.
Did you not know? Am I not allowed to look?
No.
Am I not allowed to look?
It just creates a bit of a time sink.
Why did you go Malcolm? If you don't know, don't guess.
But anyway, it's a David and Goliath story because the teenager...
He's just called the kid.
He's just called the kid, okay. He's a 16-year-old kid who is...
Called the kid.
Who's orphaned because the villain has killed both his parents in a very brutal attack using a couple of henchmen who look very cool. I think the henchmen in this film...
Remind me a little bit of Hobo with a Shotgun Henchman.
Yeah, but the one who's...
The Plague from Hobo with a Shotgun.
There's also a really cool one who's in the pit, in the kind of abattoir pit, who's just wearing like a mask.
See you in the pit, yeah.
He's wearing like
the guy with the chainsaw.
No, he's the one with the big hammer, isn't he? He's got like a potato sack over his head.
He reminds me of the bad guy from Resident Evil 4, the game, that runs after you with a sack on his head and a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. Or the Pyramid Head a little bit as well.
Pyramid Head, and a little bit like Jason Voorhees when he still had a sack on his head.
Yeah. Sorry.
Take that, bitch. He also looks like Gary with a sack on his head. Anyone else with a sack on his head?
Terry Crews with a sack on his head.
I thought the female love interest character that he has, because a lot of it is a kind of like a romantic kind of comedy aspect.
She's not real. She's like
she's a robot. Life. Yeah. Oh,
because of that flesh tunnel you own.
Flesh tunnel.
What do they call it?
Fleshlight.
Are you seeing?
I knew that too quick.
He knows it.
That's the fucking second time I've managed to do that to you.
Witch hunt. Hashtag witch hunt.
That's the second time today that I've managed to fucking get you two to fall into a trap like that.
I thought basically, you have to watch this film before you can really appreciate what they're talking about. Because at the moment, we're giving you no indication of what the plot is at all. We're going off on so many tangents.
Is there a plot?
Say again?
Is there a plot?
Yeah, like I said, it's the David and Goliath story where you got the kid. He's been orphaned because of the brutal attack of his parents, and he's going to. He doesn't realize he actually wants to avenge their death
until he's face to face with him near the end.
Until he's face to face with the end, and it turns out that the guy's a robot because the apocalypse is caused by
Terminator 2 style.
Yeah, Terminator 2 style.
You remember that?
I do.
And we kind of guess by the end that the apocalypse has been caused by the uprising of robots, and what you see now is just the remaining humans with some hidden robots. So basically robots who are trying to pass off as being humans and live in this apocalyptic world, but actually robots.
Like the real world.
You're a bit robotic.
You're a robot.
Am I?
A Welsh robot.
Okay. What do you think of the synthwave soundtrack?
Fucking love it.
I thought it was amazing. Yeah.
I just love synthwave. It could have been bad synthwave, and I'd probably still like it.
But I think it worked with the scenes that it had as well. Like the kind of romantic scenes where she's riding on the back of his bike, and the action sequence as well. They're like, considering there's only one song that actually was a proper song, which is the Rad song that I was mentioned at the beginning. But a lot of it obviously is just kind of ambient synthwave sort of style thing. But it kind of works. But my note that I put down, which I thought was stupid, was VHS tapes would be terrible kindling in that campfire scene.
They would have just melted. They wouldn't have been on fire. They would have just melted.
It would have been toxic flames caused by the VHS tapes.
Do you know what I couldn't help but notice all the way through watching this film?
What?
What's the female character's name?
Apple.
Apple, that was it. Apple.
Yeah.
She just needed a reboot, obviously. But
Zing.
Apple the more I watched...
Surname was McIntosh.
Yeah. The more I watched Apple, the more I thought, she reminds me of Margot Robbie as fucking Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad.
True, but the film does...
But less annoying.
Well,
and sweet.
I've written Manic Pixie Dream Girl Dial to 11.
That's what is that what our first album name's going to be?
Yeah, if we ever get off the ground.
We're going to direct a film and that's what we're going to call it. It's not going to be pornography, honestly.
Also, there's also that weird... Well, it's not weird, but throughout it, interspersed, is the Aussie cowboy character.
Yeah, I didn't know whether I thought he was actually cool or just really cheesy as hell.
But it had the classic kind of trope of hero loses hand as well, Star Wars style.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a Luke moment of like, oh, my hand! And then he's now got a perfect robotic hand.
How did he do it?
He went, ugh.
Also, Ash, played by Bruce Campbell in the Evil Dead films, he ended up losing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen it. You haven't seen the TV series yet, have you?
What was your favourite scene?
Normally I'd say the credits because I've not liked most of the films that we fucking reviewed. My favourite scene would probably be the one at the end where you've got two of the bad guys wearing the other half of the body of one of the bad guys that's been chopped in half. And you're like running around with like the arse end of someone's body on their head. I'm
going to steal that scene away from you by articulating it better by saying the quarry fight.
fuck you. The quarry fright.
The quarry fright. The quarry fight. You have to pick a separate one.
I also really, really liked the bit when they're having that fight in the pit.
Oh, the abattoir bit.
Yeah, and I really like the part where Apple ends up getting a weapon for the first time when she gets a gnome stick.
I thought it's going to be a bit naff if we keep doing this for everything, but hashtag gnome stick.
which I couldn't help but think, gnome stick reminds me of Bruce Campbell as Ash with his boomstick. Hashtag similarities.
What did you think of the underground bunker that he was living in?
It's cool. Too many flamingos. Too many pink flamingos.
Yeah, it was. Oh, from the film Pink Flamingos. Yeah. I know.
No one ate dog shit though.
I've yet to actually watch it, but I know that
I've seen the dog shit scene.
They based that character They based that character with Little Mermaid, wasn't it?
Didn't they base it on you?
No, I wasn't very influential in the year 1989 in which Little Mermaid came out.
You were the Little Mermaid. The Little Welsh Mermaid.
If you know,
Welsh.
The bullet being stopped by the tin was obviously a kind of a cliche, but it was something that I wasn't expecting. Even second time round,
that cliche you can get away with it in that type of film.
Yeah. And did you ever own one of those clickers?
Probably. I didn't have much of a childhood though.
I did, and what it turns out was name dropping. I went to Brussels last year, and apparently
what to do? And you work in media.
And Belgium apparently was the biggest producer of those.
Really?
Of those things that you put in those.
I always wondered what Belgium are bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate and those things.
And jazz. Free-form jazz as well.
They also invented the saxophone as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Heavily used in jazz. Brilliant.
Heavily used in jazz. I thought the ending, the kind of icing on the cake of it as well, was the actual kind of death. Spoilers, sorry, Andy.
I don't need to watch it anymore, yeah.
Apple dies at the end.
What?
She gets killed.
No, not Apple.
You've ruined it for Apple. She couldn't just be rebooted.
No.
Did she need a battery replacement?
If she's a robot, was she ever alive?
Oh.
Can a robot die? Discuss.
Do androids dream of sleep of sorry.
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
They do. That solved that
debate. God, you tell me I wasn't being fucking coherent with mentioning the quarry fight name.
It was kind
Do androids dream of sleep?
How many times have you watched Turbo Kid?
1 million times.
This is only my second viewing.
Actually, I've only seen it twice.
Yeah, for me the same thing. I only watched it twice.
Andy's not even seen it.
I've seen a short trailer. And then I've heard you two rabbit on about it so much that I feel like I've seen it.
He's going to watch it just to see Apple.
Die.
Die. No, I did think the Michael Ironside as a villain revealing himself to be a robot.
Very Terminator-like.
Yeah, very Terminator.
Half face.
Yeah.
Because it'd been a good 3 years since I'd last seen it, I kind of completely forgot about that semi-twist ending.
I forgot he was a robot.
Yeah, I thought it worked really well, actually. Considering that the whole thing is only meant to be a silly 80s fun nostalgia. It is well scripted and well paced.
Have you seen their follow-up, Summer of '84?
I have, yeah.
What did you think of Summer '84?
I enjoyed it. It was really good.
It's not as good as Turbo Kid.
It's
but nothing is.
No, it's a different genre, though, in fairness.
It is, and I think I may have enjoyed...
It's better than Babysitters, though, which is a similar film.
Yeah, I think
on
I
Netflix.
would... Better, no.
Babysitters on Netflix.
No.
Better than that. Yeah.
No.
It's got the same actor in it as well.
No, it's a good film.
No, yeah, but...
The Babysitter.
No, yeah, whatever. It's, the recent one.
What's? Tell me about it. Go on.
It's the one where he's got a babysitter who turns out she's part of a cult.
Yeah, that babysitter that was in Mayhem with Glenn from Walking Dead. The actress.
Yeah.
She's like...
But I think Summer of '84 is better than...
No, the babysitter. I fucking loved the babysitter.
You would.
Listen, I'm from Salford. We didn't have babysitters. They just left me on my own with a chip pan. Actually, you know what? They fucking did.
That should be the name of a new film, Mank Au Pair.
The Mank Ultimatum.
Mank Ultimatum. Overall, it was a good film.
I'm going to make you watch The Babysitter for my next episode now. My next episode for my choice.
After my one, I'm doing episode 7.
Please don't choose a shit one, because you always choose shit films.
What?
Nightmare, Velvet Buzzsaw.
Nightmare is actually our most downloaded episode.
I don't know why.
Hey, come on.
Do you want to produce this show on your own?
Okay.
I won't let you in the house.
Oh, no.
You'll be there with your little fucking dictaphone. How do I put this on internet?
Are you implying that I'm holding a dick and my phone at the same time?
You're holding your dick to the phone.
Yeah.
Dictaphone.
Andy,
I respect your opinion, but you're fucking wrong.
Andy, based on what do you feel about films that are trying to ape previous kind of decades, that kind of like trying to get the feel a nostalgic? Like,
yeah.
Like, have you watched Stranger Things, for example?
Yeah, I've watched Stranger Things. Yeah. I'm a child of the 80s as well, so I have a sort of strong...
You're a child in your 80s?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. I sort of feel the pull of nostalgic stuff, and so just from watching the trailer, I was ready to watch it until you obviously told me how it ends.
Oh, yeah, no, but it's a film because of the kind of 80s aesthetic of it, and the sort of humour, and the fact that Apple, the character has LaBeouf, which I thought she might have been related to Shia LaBeouf, but she's not.
I saw that.
No, because she can act.
But it's still like...
Hashtag save Sheila.
It's both, not only is it a charming film, but it's also a fun... It's got a lot of adjectives that are very polar opposites, but you could apply it to this film. So it's got like charming, but it's fun, and it's very gory. Yeah. And it's just got a whole load of different elements. Even if you're familiar, even if you are made aware, thanks to us, of the plot line, then you can still enjoy it. Yeah, despite the fact that
it's a very fun film.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna make it the 4th film I've ever watched.
And apparently there is a Turbo Kid 4 in production, so they may bring Apple back.
Turbo Kid 2, you mean? No.
Yeah, what did I say?
Turbo Kid 4.
Fucking hell.
I missed a full franchise, eh?
Turbo Kid 2 is in production, and it's apparently their next film. I hope Apple comes back.
You know, it would be cool with a reboot.
Rebooted Apple.
A sideline thing would be...
Apple Mini.
Imagine a sister of the villain who had the gold breastplate.
She was quite cool, but she looked the part, but I think there might have been a reason why she didn't open her mouth.
Well, she might have had a strong...
She might have not been able to act.
No, that's true. That's true. I was going to say she had a strong accent, but then it's like, they wouldn't really hold that against her. Like,
I mean, look at Tommy Wiseau.
She was from Liverpool.
I would have watched it even more if that had been the case.
Oh,
Are you basically implying that the wasteland is just Liverpool? Is that what you're trying to say? I didn't say that. Gary told me that before we came on air.
I've never been to Liverpool in my life. Where is it? Is it in Wales?
It's on the way.
Everywhere's on the fucking way if it's not Manchester.
God. Right.
And relax.
And
Just relax.
I think we've exhausted ourselves and exhausted the content.
Any idea what film you would want us to cover next week? See if we can give them a...